Better movement this. Blast it long. And he brought it down, Harms.
Well, they've gone small when they're forward line.
That's why.
And
Gathered his own crumb. He's got Neil Bull in the pocket in a paddock. He gathers. He can give it. Harms, sidestep. He's got his own ball.
Short towards half forward. Here goes Harms again. He might kick number 3 for the quarter.
Yeah.
He should kick number 3 for the quarter. And he does kick number 3 for the quarter.
Our guest tonight has played 55 games for the Demons since making his debut in 2015. During that time, he's lined up in just about every position on the ground you care to name, with stints down back, up forward, on the ball, and even in the ruck. He's a passionate D through and through. Welcome to the Demonland podcast, James Harms.
G'day guys, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, it's not a problem, James. You couldn't have come on the program at a better time. The team is flying with 6 wins on the trot, and you're playing the best and most consistent footy of your career. What do you put your good form down to?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great time to come on, isn't it? 6 in a row. So I'll just say probably the group's, really confident at the moment, and I guess a lot of the younger guys are starting to play some good footy, and I think we're just starting to link it together and building a real confidence around the club and within the group. And we're just really excited about where we can go.
You were nominated for Mark of the Week this week, James, for that screamer against the Dogs. Have you got the family and friends working the AFL site overtime with lots of repeat nominations for your good self?
So I wouldn't call it a screamer, but Mum's been all over Facebook and sharing it around, and my aunties and my family, they all love getting around that. But definitely not a screamer by any stretch, I wouldn't have thought.
It was still a great mark. As we mentioned in the intro, you've played in just about every position on the ground, including the ruck, so kudos for that. Where do you think your best position is? Or are you happy to just embrace whatever role that Goody and the coaches assign to you, because the flexibility and versatility seem to be an important commodity in the football department's eyes?
Yeah, I did play a couple of games just as pinch hitting in the ruck, which, not going to lie, I didn't love it. But yeah, probably at the moment, I probably see my best footy as inside mid. But it's pretty hard to crack in there when you got Bynes and Jonesy and Clary and Gsy starting to come along. So at this stage in my career, I'm probably inside mid, and then if I need to go down back or go up forward, then I'll just play my role for the team.
Hard running is sort of a feature of your game. Have you sort of focused on that specifically, or sort of worked on that specifically? Because, as I say, it seems to be a real feature.
I guess a little bit.
Running both
pre-season,
ways, I guess.
I've probably gotten a bit fitter, a bit leaner, so I feel like I'm covering the ground a bit better, and I'm not one of the standout runners in pre-season, but I don't know. I just guess over probably the last 5 years built my tank up and feel like I can run out an AFL game pretty well.
Jake Lever's unfortunate knee injury on the weekend means the backline needs to be rejigged. There's a number of possibilities at 𝗪cie who might come in to fill that role. How do you see that playing out? Or can, Michael Hibberd take over Jake's role and someone come in and play the role that Hibbo's been playing? You're good in the air. Can you do it?
You go, mate, sorry.
You're good in the air. Can you do it?
I don't know if I can do it, but it was obviously really disappointing hearing the news of Jake's knee. But, with that negative comes a positive that someone else will get the chance to stand up. And I reckon it might be Jolie Smith. He's really athletic. He's played a few games, matured over the pre-season, playing some good form down at 𝗪cie. But if not him, probably Frosty, and then, allow Hibbo to drop off a bit more, and Frosty will probably play a bit more locked down.
Yep.
Yeah, so we've got a massive game coming up on Queen's birthday. It's almost like a mini final, given the crowd you'll be playing in front of. Are the players using the disappointment of the round 23 game last year as any type of motivation, or have you moved past that and left that in the past?
Yeah, I think probably left that in the past. We're pretty motivated each week just to go out there and win anyway. So we don't need a whole lot of motivation. But obviously it's going to be a big game. You know, it's probably going to be 80 to 90,000, and you know, it's an MND game for you know, the Queen's birthday. So it's a big one, and I guess it is kind of like a little final. We've got, you know, Collingwood who are going pretty well, and us as well. So yeah, it's going to be a great challenge, and the group's really excited, and yeah, it should be a good hit out.
James, Jesse Hogan's one of your good mates at the club. Tell us a bit about him and how he's going, because he's not only having a sensational season, but it looks like he's really enjoying his footy this year after what was a pretty tough 2017. Sorry.
Yeah, Big Hogs. Yeah, he's going well. He's having a great year, and yeah, he's a great fella. We love to get down and go for a surf here and there. We haven't been down for a while because there's been no waves, but yeah, he loves his surf and he loves his PlayStation. Yeah, he's a real good fella to be around, and it's great he's having a great year. You know, last year was really tough for him, and you know, I'm really happy for him, and hopefully he can keep that up because he's a big part of the way we play.
James, you're part of a midfield that includes one of the best handballers to emerge in the game for a generation. Tell us a little bit about Clary and how his game impacts those around him, and how do you accommodate a player like that and his ball-winning ability and just incredible hands? Does that influence the rest of you?
Yeah, he is a jet, isn't he? I remember on the first day of pre-season when he came down to the first day, he was doing it since then. So we've always known he's had the great talent, and you know, even last year you've probably seen a lot of it. But yeah, it's very easy to read it when you see Clary going near the ball because he never fumbles, and he's got great vision, and yeah, he's, as you said, a very good handballer. So. If I see him going near it, I'll start to pull out a bit because I know he'll hit the handball on me.
Yeah. James, it's our understanding you grew up a D supporter. Who were your Demon heroes as a kid? And, you know, did you manage to get to games every week, or were you playing your own junior footy and you didn't always see Melbourne? How was that growing up?
Yeah. As a kid, I did support the D's. My favourite player was probably David Neitz or Travis Johnson when I was growing up. But I actually, as a young fella, I got to go to a fair bit. But as I was, you know, 16, 17, I was playing 𝗟𝗃 Cup, so it was hard to get down. So when I actually got to Melbourne, it's a bit sad. I actually didn't know a lot of the players, so I hadn't watched much of the footy because I used to play a lot of TAC Cup games on Sundays, and so did the D's. So it was hard to watch games.
Well, you're living all of our dreams. What was it like getting drafted by the team that you barracked for? And does that hold like an extra meaning, like when you don on the jumper or sing the song after a win?
Yeah, well, draft day was I obviously missed out on the national draft.
Yeah, you were a rookie. Yeah.
And I knew that the D's are pretty keen on me. So going into the rookie draft, I wasn't too sure. My confidence was a little bit down after missing out on the national draft. So, but I remember just sitting there behind the laptop, and obviously because of the rookie drafts on the internet, and I was home alone, and I clicked refresh on the page, and there was my name, pick 2 to Melbourne, and I honestly couldn't believe it. I was gobsmacked. And then, yeah, told Mum, and Mum started crying, rang Dad, and yeah, it was a pretty special moment to not only myself, but my whole family. And then, yeah, pulling on the jumper every week, I both my pops are Melbourne supporters, so I give my number a kiss to them because they're up in heaven now. But I do that every week, and it's just something I've done since day one. And I'm really proud to pull on the Melbourne jumper, and I hope I can do it for years to come.
You mentioned the kissing of the number. Was there any significance of why you changed to number 4? Did that have any significance with that?
No, not really. Mine's Josh Mahoney from manager for the football club. He just asked me one day in pre-season if I'd want to change to number 4, and I kind of always wanted to keep number 43, but I'd been wearing a higher number since I was 16, so I thought, maybe I'll give a lower number a try, and I think it's going all right for me so far.
Oh, it certainly is.
Absolutely. After you were picked up in the rookie draft, you got a frank assessment from Paul Roos and Josh Mahoney midway through the 2014 season, essentially telling you to shape up or ship out. Tell us about that and how you went about implementing sort of professional standards and an attitude and things like that.
Yeah, I've got a bit of a talking to in my first year. I was probably just, an 18-year-old kid who just come out of school, and to be honest with you, I probably wasn't ready for AFL footy mentally. Physically, I probably was, but mentally, I didn't realise how hard you had to work, and how much it changed from TRC Cup to going into an elite environment. And then Nathan Jones played a big part in helping me, get my career back on track. And I'm still thinking to this day. And the things I changed, I probably just started doing extras around the club, asking more questions, and just trying to every day get the best out of myself.
You also punctured your lung while you were at 𝗪cie, which kept you out for a while. As a rookie trying to have an impact and make an impression in your first season, how disappointing was that?
Yeah, it was a little bit disappointing. It was, probably just more frustrating. As you said, I was a rookie. I was on a 1-year deal, so I was trying to play as much footy as I can. I just, had to deal with it and work hard, and didn't get his crack at AFL that year, but lucky enough got another contract, and then got my chance that next year. So a little bit frustrating, but not really too disappointing.
In your final season of TAC Cup footy, you received the Most Determined award, something which, certainly from a supporter's perspective, we can see has shaped your career at the D's. How hard was it to break into the team, and how do you feel sort of pressure now, given the competition for spots, when you've got players of the likes of Jeff Garlett and Dom Tyson who are playing at 𝗪cie?
Yeah, that's a great question, actually. It was super hard to crack in, but I always said to myself, once I crack in, I never want to lose my spot. So I don't know, every week when I go out there, when I pull on the jumper, I just want to give it my all and give the coaches no excuses. And sorry, what was the second part of that question?
How do you feel pressure to sort of keep your spot?
Definitely feel. I don't feel any pressure when I'm playing, but there's definitely pressure within the selection because there's obviously a lot of good players playing at 𝗪cie this year. But I feel like at the moment, I'm in pretty good form, so I don't feel like I've got a lot of pressure on me, as in the way I'm performing. But I know if I do slip up in a game, then probably the pressure will start to build because, as I said before, there's a lot of good players coming up through 𝗪cie.
Yep.
James, you've got a brother, Jack, who plays for the Dandenong Stingrays, and I believe he's debuting that this week. I read that somewhere. Is that true, that he's debuting this week?
Yeah, he debuted last week, so
last
debuted on the weekend. Yeah, so he's had a bit of an up and down start to the season, a few injuries, but hopefully he can hold his spot in there. And you never know what could happen. Maybe come into the year we could have another Harms on the list.
Well,
hopefully.
that was the next thing I was going to ask you. What's his prospects, and is it possible that he'll follow in your footsteps and become another in a long line of brother combinations that the D's have had over the years?
Definitely, anything's possible. I think he just needs to get a bit of confidence and get a few good games under his belt, and I'm sure he's could be a good chance. But yeah, at this stage, he probably just wants to play some good cut footy and get a kick down there.
One last one for you, James. Tom McDonald joined a long list of players to re-sign this week. Where are you at in terms of sort of contract talks with the club, and when can we expect you to ink a new deal too?
Yeah, it's good to see Big Tommy sign on again. I'm in talks at the moment, so my manager's working through that with the club, and I'm sure that'll get done sooner rather than later. But hopefully in the next couple of months, I'd say.
Good stuff.
Fantastic. Great to hear. Well, James, we really want to thank you for joining us on the podcast tonight. Thank you for giving us your time, and we look forward to seeing you for the rest of the year. You're playing great footy at the moment, and it's just great to see. So good luck for the rest of the year.
No, thanks heaps, Andy, and thanks, Jason, for having me on. Really appreciate it.
Not a problem. Thanks, mate. Good luck, and we'll speak soon. Cheers.
Go,
Good luck. See you, boys.